My speech today is about Emma Goldman. And here she is here at a young age, probably right before she immigrated to the United States. Emma Goldman. Imagine hearing the words from a parent that Jewish girls don't need to learn, they only need to know how to cook and provide children. Imagine living in a time when birth control was illegal. According to Jewish Women's of Valor website, Emma Goldman's deep commitment to the ideal of absolute freedom led her to espouse a wide range of controversial issues. A fiery orator and a gifted writer, she became a passionate advocate of freedom of expression, sexual freedom and birth control, equality and independence for women, radical education, union organization, and workers' rights. First, I would like to give a brief history of Emma Goldman's early life that led to her fiery views. Emma Goldman, born June 27, 1869. According to the Emma Goldman Papers, held at UC Berkeley, Emma was born into an Orthodox Jewish family. Her father was strict and abusive to the women in the household. Emma was forced out of school at a young age. She continued to self-teach about the political environment in the Soviet Union where she lived. Emma worked at a corset shop to earn money for her family. Outside the shop, Emma saw a servant beaten badly, which contributed to her dislike for violent authority. Emma was sexually assaulted by a customer at the corset shop, which contributed to her negative view of men. Emma's father arranged a marriage for her at the age of 15, but Emma refused, stating she would only marry for love. Emma faced much hardship in her early years, but gained a determination to fight for the hardships of all. A direct quote from Emma found in Martha Bonte's Changes and Choices text: "The ultimate end of all revolutionary social change is to establish the sanctity of human life, the dignity of man, the right of every human being to liberty and well-being." Looking for a better life, Emma immigrated to the U.S. with her sister in 1885. She was just 16 years old. While working as a seamstress in the U.S., Emma discovered that the working conditions for factory workers were worse in the U.S. than in Russia, prompting her determination to advocate for union organization and workers' rights. Emma began attending civil meetings to discuss improving work conditions. At these meetings, Emma met Alexander Berkman, a well-known anarchist. Alexander helped Emma discover her interest in public speaking and introduce the use of violence to provoke change. During this time, Emma also started and published an anarchist magazine called Mother Earth, and this is the cover of the first magazine that she published. The journal described itself as a monthly magazine devoted to social science and literature. In her search for a better life, Emma found she had to fight hard for her basic needs of dignity and respect, not only for her, but she committed to fighting for all. While traveling and speaking, Emma took nursing midwifery jobs on the side to make ends meet. It was on this journey that she discovered that many women were denied birth control and had many unwanted pregnancies because of this. Emma added this to her long list of issues to fight for. Today, there are many women's health clinics in the United States named after her. Emma was also passionate about mandatory conscription, which is another name for the draft. This was occurring due to World War I. Emma felt that if President Wilson had made the decision to go to war, and the people weren't asked about said war, then the draft was wrong and should be avoided. Emma was arrested during this time and charged with conspiracy to oppose the government, and this is her mugshot when she was arrested. She was said to have violated the Espionage Act by persuading young men not to register for the draft. Emma was found guilty, imprisoned for 2 years, and deported back to Russia under the Anarchist Exclusion Act, which did not allow for any non-citizens to be identified as anarchists. J. Edgar Hoover declared Emma Goldman the most dangerous anarchist in America, stating she would cause national harm. Emma continued speaking and traveling wherever she lived, fighting for the causes of that place in that time. She was a major voice for the First Amendment, the right to free speech. Emma embraced anarchism for her vision of liberty, harmony, and social justice. While Emma was on the run from those who identified her as dangerous, she struggled tirelessly against widespread inequality, repression, and exploitation. In summary, I gave a brief childhood history of Emma to connect where her passions for humanity arose. I explored her foray into public speaking through her immigration, work experiences, and dealing with people all around her. And I talked about her affiliation with anarchism and her desire to make change wherever she was displaced due to the negative reaction she got from the government. Although Emma Goldman was famous for fighting for all, I have to throw in a plug for women out there. She was a major figure for women's rights, for sexual freedom, for birth control, and for the equality and independence for women. I can only imagine what her place in the #MeToo movement would have been. Clearly, we have more work to do, but always remember that Emma Goldman paved the way. I find Emma Goldman to be fascinating. I often wonder if there are people today fighting with that kind of determination for that many inequalities. Who are they? Is it you? Could it be me? I am inspired.